It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerantz. Thank you so much for joining us again. Our guest is Mitch Gaylord. Mitch won a gold medal and more at the 1984 Olympics in gymnastics. We are glad to have you on the program. You've been doing great things for the last several years, but I want to talk about what you're doing now, which is so important to so many families, and it's the issue of hospice.
Yes.
What is hospice?
Well, hospice is end-of-life care, and it's one of those things that I've never done in my life before.
Clearly.
Obviously, I've had relatives who have gone through this, and I've seen the process before, but actually working for a hospice company is new to me. Hospice is basically when somebody is given a terminal diagnosis of 6 months or less to live, a hospice team comes in, and there's a whole team of people that take care of this patient through the end of life. And it's not just medical. There's also spiritual and social workers there and clergy. It's a whole team of people to help through a very tough transition for most people.
Yeah, I have to tell you that I lost my father-in-law about 10 years ago, and we had hospice care, and it was such a great support for the family. We appreciated it so much, and in fact stayed in touch with some of the hospice workers after, because they were so comforting. But I think there are a lot of people who believe that hospice is expensive, that if you're going to have people coming to your home, it's not affordable. I understand that's not the case.
That's not the case at all, Brad. It's Medicare covered. So if you're over 65, there's absolutely no out-of-pocket expenses. It's really one of those great things that the government does provide for people who are going through that tough time period. Hospice is one of those, there's a preconceived notion about the word, and usually in America it means giving up or throwing in the towel, like modern medicine couldn't help me, therefore I am now on hospice and I'm going to die. And that's really not the approach hospice takes. Hospice takes the approach of giving life to that patient and the family members for those final days, weeks, or months. It's really about caring and having dignity and control over your end of life.
How does Mitch Gaylord get involved in hospice care?
From the Olympics
exactly.
to hospice care. It's just one of those random things that occurred. A person in my fitness class at the JCC,
there you have
her
it.
husband is the senior VP, Randy Platt of Silverado, and we started talking, and they were looking for somebody to help in the sales and marketing side of the business, which is basically talking to the doctors, the oncologists, the hospitals, the assisted living communities, and getting them to refer the patients that are in need of hospice to our hospice service. I
have to say, it's got to be pretty remarkable for you. I understand that you are about to have your 5th child.
Yes, it is.
So in a lot of ways, you know, you're dealing with life and death every single day.
Yeah, that's a great question, Brad, because there is this interesting dichotomy going on right now, and you know, you see it every day. You see people going through the end of life. You see what that does to family members. You see what people who are at that stage in life are going through, and then you see the birth of a baby.
Right.
So it all, you know what? It's all about people helping people and being there for people during these very, very important parts of life.
If you can, give me a sense of a moment in time when you were working with a family that was benefiting from hospice and what you saw happen.
We usually see transformation occur. That's what happens, because at end of life, people are going through a lot. There's guilt going on. There's people that don't know what to do or who to turn to. And that's why this support group is so important. It's not just one person. Like I said, it's a team of people. On one of the explanation of benefits, we call it the EOB, where we first meet with the family or the person caring for the patient. She had a friend with her whose husband had just passed away 5 months ago on hospice. And she was convinced that the hospice treatment had something to do with the acceleration of her husband's death. And she was walking around with guilt because of that. The friend who was now caring for her husband was thinking, oh my God, I don't want to do hospice because of this. So we were able to talk this whole thing through, explain to her that the hospice treatment had nothing to do with her husband's death, that she did the right thing by giving him those final weeks. And it really helped that woman deal with her husband.
Mitch, I want to thank you for what you're doing for people. It's really important.
It's an honor and a privilege.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Brad Pomerantz, back to HLN.